for another opportunity to come together in service of our great city. I ask that you bless those that are absent today, bless all who are present. Pray that you would give us guidance and instruction on how to lead this great city, continue to grow it. In Jesus' name, amen.
Put the right hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
Thank you. May I have the roll call, please?
Chairman Bose,
Here.
Vice Chairperson Derryberry,
Present.
Commissioner Burden,
Present.
Commissioner Loa, Commissioner Moore, absent, Commissioner Tufts,
Present.
and Commissioner Underwood is absent. We have a quorum.
All right, thank you. Public business from the floor. Any person who would like to address the Planning Commission on any agendized item is requested to complete a speaker's card, which you'll find at the rear of the chamber, and deposit it here on your right, my left, by the little sign on the end of the table, I guess you would call it. At any rate, if you do wish to address us, that's the appropriate way to do it. Speakers typically are limited to 3 minutes each. First action item tonight is approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of March 11, 2024, as amended.
I'll move for approval of the minutes from our previous board meeting of March 11th, 2024.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? No? All right, please vote. Motion passes 5 with 2 absent. Our first action item tonight, and one of 3 new public hearings, is a public hearing on conditional use permit 24-001, conditional use permit 22-008, an amendment to conditional use permit 22-008. Presenter tonight is Ms. Swain. We have received correspondence on this item from a neighbor, Maria Teresa Quelang, I believe it is. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. So without objection, public hearing is open on this item. And Ms. Swain?
Chairman Bose and members of the commission, before you tonight is conditional use permit number 24001, amending one of the development standards for conditional use permit number 22008. On December 12, 2022, the Planning Commission approved tentative tract map number 53642 and conditional use permit number 22008 to subdivide 40 acres located at the southeast corner of Avenue K4 and 60th Street West into 208 single-family residential lots, and to develop the property with an active adult residential community. As part of the approval, the CUP allowed for smaller lot sizes than typically are allowed in the R7000 zone and modified development standards in exchange for a minimum of 15% of the site being developed as common open space. The resulting lot sizes for this development range from a minimum of 4,250 square feet to 8,531 square feet, with the average lot size being 4,813 square feet. And this slide shows the common open space, including the trails, community center, pool, and other open space amenities. As part of the original approvals, development standards were adopted in compliance with the requirements of the city's municipal code. These included minimum lot size, width, depth, setbacks, and lot coverage. Subsequent to the original approval, the applicant has requested to amend the lot coverage from 50% to 60% to allow for greater flexibility with on-site private amenities. This is the only change being requested. The size of the lots and the size of the houses are not changing. Lot coverage is defined as the percentage of the lot covered by a roofed structure. This includes residences, sheds, garages, gazebos, greenhouses, and covered patios. It does not include gardens, pools, uncovered patios, and driveways. This graphic illustrates the amount of lot coverage allowed within the development for lots that are the minimum size, the average size, and the maximum size. As can be seen with the smaller lots, the maximum amount of structures that can be placed on the property is 2,125 square feet, which does not leave a lot of room on the site beyond the size of the house. The maximum amount of coverage for an average lot is average lot of 4,813 square feet is 2,406 square feet, and the maximum amount for the largest lot of 8,531 square feet is 4,266 square feet. The proposed increase to 60% lot coverage provides additional flexibility for private amenities on the individual parcels, particularly for the minimum and average size lots. For the minimum size lots, it would permit a maximum of 2,550 square feet of structures on the property, while it would permit a maximum of 2,888 square feet of structures on the average size lots. Staff recommends that Planning Commission adopt resolution number 2410 approving CUP 24001, amending the development standards for CUP number 22008. Both myself and the applicant are available to answer any questions.
Thank you, Ms. Swin. Do we have any speakers on this item?
No speakers.
No speakers, all right then. Members, any questions? I'd asked staff to prepare this exhibit, so I frankly couldn't figure out exactly what was being proposed. There was some comment in the staff report previously about a California room.
Correct.
I know what a Florida room is, but what's a California room?
My understanding of a California room, and I could have this very wrong, is an indoor-outdoor kind of living space, not fully enclosed, maybe partially enclosed, has the ability for ceiling fans, that kind of amenity on the property.
But it would have a roof.
It would have a roof,
Okay.
hence the need for the increase in lot coverage.
And this project is defined as single-story structures only?
Correct.
Okay. All right, very good, thank you.
And the garages are included in the lot coverage
Correct.
calculations as well, right?
Correct.
So it's,
Yeah, these are two-car garage configuration on this project?
That is correct.
All right, very good. So if you shifted the coverage to the left or to the right, you'd call that a patio home, wouldn't you? Never heard of that one?
No.
So it'd be zero lot line on one side, and you'd butt two structures up to one another with not a common wall, but in effect an air wall between them. And you end up with more space on one side of the structure for amenities and access and things.
So,
But that's not what they're proposing here.
correct. So the minimum side yard setback is 4 feet. That is not proposed to change. That is also the fire department's minimum setback without having to do fire-rated walls and other alterations, which would mean no doors or windows on that side.
So the project is proposed for 55 and up,
Correct.
so-called seniors. I'll tell you what a senior is. It's
It's
not
an
55.
active adult.
Oh, active.
Active adult. I'm getting close to
I
that
see.
55 age limit, so yeah, it's an active adult.
So I could actually live there then?
You could.
I see, okay. If I could afford it. Cool. All right, great, thanks. Appreciate you putting that together for us. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anything further from members? All right, then. No speakers? No speakers. All right, then. So then, without objection, we'll close the public hearing and consider a motion.
I'll move that we adopt resolution number 24-10, approving conditional use permit number 24-001, amending the development standards for conditional use permit number 22-008 to allow for an increased lot coverage for the development of an age-restricted residential community in the R7000 zone located at the southeast corner of 60th Street West and Avenue K4, comprising of APN numbers 3204, 009, 026, 079, and 081.
Thank you.
I second.
Thank you. All right, then, nothing further? Please vote. Motion passes 5-0 with 2 absent. Good luck with your project.
We consider you the first sale?
I don't know, it depends on the price.
I'll have Nelson call you.
You may want to see my ID. I don't know if I qualify.
You look qualified to me. Thank you very much.
I don't know how to take that.
That's okay, I didn't hear him. Ha ha. All right, the next public hearing is tentative tract map number 22009, tentative tract map number 67239.
Chairman Vos, I'm going to recuse myself on this item. I live about, my primary residence is less than a quarter of a mile from this site. So I went jogging through it this morning, so it's prime and ready for development. So I'm going to recuse myself on this one.
All right, very good. Thank you. So for the record, Vice Chair Derry Berry has left the dais. We still have a quorum with 4, so we can proceed. We received correspondence on this as well. There's an amendment to condition 65B. We received a piece of correspondence from the Antelope Valley Air Quality Management District and what's known as an uncontested letter from the applicant, which indicates the applicant is agreed to all the proposed conditions. So without objection, the public hearing is open on this, and Ms. Breaky will give us a brief report.
Thank you, Chair Vos, members of the Planning Commission. The next item before you tonight is tentative tract map number 22009, LA County map number 67239. This is a proposal for the subdivision of approximately 20.5 acres into 32 single-family lots. The subject property is located along 35th Street West between Avenue M4 and Avenue M8 in the semi-rural residential zone. This property is currently vacant and is surrounded by existing single-family residential development to the south and the northeast, as well as vacant property surrounding. This map shows the proposed configuration of the 32 lots, with north shown on the right side of the screen. Lots range in size from 20,010 square feet to 32,225 square feet. I can note at this stage that the applicant on this project has requested that condition number 65B be revised from 35th Street West at 68 feet of an ultimate 80-foot right-of-way to instead read 35th Street West at 59 feet of an ultimate 80-foot right-of-way. The City of Lancaster Traffic Engineering and Capital Engineering departments have reviewed and agreed to the proposed revision. This is reflected in the memo that was provided to Planning Commission and provided with the printed agendas that are available to the public. In conclusion, staff recommends that the Planning Commission adopt Resolution Number 2411, approving tentative tract map 22009 or 67239, to allow for the subdivision of approximately 20.5 acres into 32 single-family lots with the revised conditions of approval, adopting the initial study mitigated negative declaration, approving the mitigation monitoring and reporting program, and authorizing staff to execute and file the notice of determination. Staff and the applicant both are available to answer any questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We have speakers on this item?
No speaker cards.
All right, thank you. Members, any questions, comments? Nothing? All right. The applicant's here. I'm sorry?
Actually, this is my first time here, and I'm a rookie.
Sir, if you want to speak to us, please fill out a speaker's card, come to the podium. That way I can hear you and you'll be on the record.
We do have a speaker card. It's Rick Biggs.
Come up and join us at the podium, and welcome.
Thank you, Commissioner. Forgive me. This is my first time ever being in a public serve event as such. I'm a property owner near that location, and my concerns are the roads that are going to be in. So what are the next steps that the city does after approval of this commission?
Is that your only question?
That's one.
Go ahead.
And the other question I have is regarding the 35th Street, where the city had pulled up and now had landlocked me from getting to my lot.
Well, we'll ask staff to respond. We have our planning folks here, as well as the traffic engineer and our city capital improvement engineer and our city engineer.
Okay.
How you doing?
So,
They can respond to your questions. If you
okay.
just want to stay right there.
Thank you.
Who wants to start?
I can say that as far as the next steps for the project itself, if the item is approved tonight, the map, just the lines on paper, would move forward with being recorded. So the lots are subdivided. For development on the property, the applicant would still have to come back to us with what any houses are going to look like, what the details are going to be to that extent. That gets reviewed at a staff level. So as far as the technical next steps of how this gets processed, that's what you'd be looking at. As far as how the streets work, I would defer to our traffic team behind me.
Thank you.
Yeah, where is your house located? Kendall, could you pull up, do you have I don't know if you can show it on the,
Yes, I can.
Map
I'm
here.
in the blank lots. If you see your 67239, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 squares directly north of that. My lot is the second square north.
on the east side? On the east side of 35th? I would assume, I mean,
No, the vacant lot.
yeah.
That one right there, the second one right there. And recently I went to go to abide by the city, county fire restriction, then I came into run-in of a K-rail, so I can't get to it. I'm worried about being fined because I can't clean the lot. And I went there, walked to it, and noticed that the pavement was actually deteriorated, and no one ever shared with us that this was coming up, and that greatly bothers me. But as far as the approval of the structure that's coming in, I'd like to be kept left in the loop as well, because of what had happened had made me very much disconnected with the city, and I've been here for over 20 years, so it bothers me.
Okay, I'm still a little bit confused as to where your lot is.
May I step over and point to him?
Oh, sure, go right ahead.
Yes. Okay, so, and this is currently closed, is your,
All the way to the second.
okay, so it's closed.
Yes. And this road here no longer exists.
Okay, so you're here and this is closed, and this no longer has pavement, it's just a.
I can't get to my property.
So Matt, can you share with us, for the record, what you just discussed, please?
The gentleman's lot is the second lot to the north of the edge of this particular project. And right now, I believe M4 is closed at 32nd West, is what you said? Okay. And then the lot from 32nd West to 35th is closed, excuse me. And then the roadway that was present from M4 north to his lot was at one time pavement and now has deteriorated. Unfortunately, I don't have any information on the closure or the roadway itself. So I will have to do a little bit of review to find out what the situation is and why that is closed off.
Okay.
I would assume that it's closed off just because it is an underutilized or unused roadway, but I will have to find out.
I can provide a little bit more color to that. The 35th Street West vacation is separate and independent from this plan whatsoever. It was vacated by City Council at a previously approved meeting, and we did notice the public. We did perform all the policies and procedures that we were supposed to be able to vacate that street. So the city currently does not have the right-of-way or the rights to do anything to that street right now.
I wish to object on that. I did not get any information. So that's not a true and complete statement to say that everyone was notified.
Well, the process, the public notice process by statute is a publication in a adjudicated newspaper is the way our government is obliged to notify public. Track maps, on the other hand, we notify the public within a certain number of property owners, I should say, within a certain distance from the proposed project. So it's two different issues.
Okay.
If the right-of-way is abandoned, it's abandoned. You know, we have no authority to do anything with it. But you've left your information with staff. We'll ask the two folks you just talked to there to maybe get in touch with you and explain it better than maybe we can here across the floor.
I appreciate that because it left that real sour feeling in my stomach on this.
And you mentioned something about the county and weed abatement and
Yes,
all that.
all
Yeah,
that
that's
stuff.
That's a typical standard we have nothing to do with.
But I can't get to my lot. That's the thing. I can't go there and clean it.
You know, it's what they do. And they're pretty proud of charging folks a lot of money
This,
for their clearing what they consider a fire hazard risk adjacent to your property line, block wall, or whatever.
thank you, Commissioner.
I'll say no more. Thank you for your comments, sir. Okay, do we have any other speakers on this matter?
No additional speakers?
Okay, fine. Then it's appropriate, we'll close the public hearing and consider a motion.
I move we adopt resolution number 24-11, approving tentative track map number 22-009, TTM 67239, for the subdivision of approximately 20.5 gross acres into 32 single-family lots located at the northwest corner of 35th Street West and Avenue M8, APN 001, 063, and 088 in the semi-rural residential zone and adopting the initial study mitigated negative declaration, SCH number 202-404-0600, approving the mitigation monitoring and reporting program, and authorizing staff to execute and file the notice of determination.
Thank you. Have a second?
I will second that.
Thank you. All right, then, anything further from members? Nothing? Please vote then. Motion passes 4-0, one abstention. A recusal, excuse me, not an abstention. A recusal, one recusal, and 2 absent. And Vice Chairman Derryberry's returned to the dais, so we now have 5 members, and we still have a quorum. All right, the third and last item on our action items tonight is tentative track map number 22-16, number 83865. So without objection, the public hearing is open on this. Ms. Alvarado will be presenting. We did receive some correspondence on this item from an uncontested letter from the applicant's representative. We also received a bumblebee letter from the California Department of Fish and Wildlife. Ms. Alvarado?
Good evening, Chairman Vose and members of the Planning Commission. This next item I have before you is TTM 22-16 for tentative track map 83865. The proposed track map is located on approximately 7.5 acres of vacant land on the southwest corner of 32nd Street West and Avenue J. It is zoned for single-family residential in the R7000 zone. The proposed map includes 29 single-family lots with 28 for single-family residences and 1 lot for a detention basin. Lots range in size from 7,000 to 12,309 square feet. Here's the site plan of the proposed map. Access into the subdivision would be provided from 33rd Street West. All of the streets within the development would be public. And with that, staff recommends the adoption of Resolution 24-12, approving tentative track map 22-16 for TTM 83865 to subdivide 7.5 gross acres of vacant land to 28 single-family lots and 1 lot for a detention basin in the R7000 zone. Also adopting the initial study and mitigated negative declaration, approving the mitigation monitoring and reporting program, and authorizing staff to execute and file the notice of determination.
Thank you. We have speakers on this?
No speakers.
None? All right, thank you. So when did we receive the 8-pager from CDFW? Before the end of the comment period or after? I know it's dated the 14th, but that doesn't mean when we got it.
Sorry, it'll be just a moment.
Sure.
We did receive it before the comment period
You did?
ended.
So any remarks related to their letter? I mean, we covered the mitigation monitoring program covers Joshua tree mitigation. It's pretty clear and straightforward. Croch's bumblebee hasn't been detected in our jurisdiction in how long?
It was detected, there's 2 recorded incidences in the central portion of Lancaster, but not location-specific, in 1968 and 1971.
What's the life expectancy, I wonder, of a Croch's bumblebee? You don't know,
I am
do you?
unaware, but I don't believe
You
it's 50.
don't know, do you? See, I
I
finally
do
got
not
it.
know.
I finally asked you a question you didn't know the answer to. Gotcha. Seriously, no, seriously, that, you know, Fish and Wildlife has a job to do, and they certainly know how to write letters. And we appreciate receiving them. And we have an excellent staff who writes very good mitigation measures that stand the test of time as well as potential litigation and otherwise. So, thank you to California Department of Fish and Game. Fish and Wildlife, sorry. All right, thank you for your report. Any questions or comments from members?
So I don't take it you've actually seen a Crotch's bumblebee?
I don't know. I mean,
You wouldn't be able to identify it?
something tells me that the people that write these letters have never actually seen one.
Got you.
They read literature that discusses potential, you know, existence.
Can we request that Fish and Wildlife put pictures on the on the paper decks when they send them in? That way we know.
Yep. Well, it's actually a pretty short letter compared to some of the ones we get. It really is. It's, well, anyway. Anything further? All right, close the public hearing then. Without objection, consider a motion.
I'll put forward the motion to adopt resolution number 24-12, approving tentative track map number 22-16, TTM 83865, to allow for the subdivision of 7.5 gross acres into 23 single-family lots and 1 lot for detention basin in the R7000 zone located in the southwest corner of Avenue J and 32nd Street West, assessor parcel number 3153-017-022 and -023 and -024. Adopting the initial study mitigation negative declaration, SCH number 202-404-0662. Approving the mitigation monitoring and reporting program and authorizing staff to execute and file the notice of determination.
Thank you. Have a
I'll
second?
second.
Second, thank you. All right then. Anything further? Please vote. Motion passes 5-0 with 2 absent. Thank you. So, what good news do you have to share with us tonight?
I have great news to share. So we, the city recently held a recruitment for our senior planner position, and I'm very pleased to announce that Kendall Brecky was selected to be our senior planner. So she'll be taking on a new leadership role within our group, and we are all very excited for her. She's done a fabulous job in the time she's been working with us, so we're looking forward to even more good things.
All right, well, congratulations.
Thank you. It's been such a pleasure to work with this commission, and I'm really looking forward to continuing to do so in an expanded capacity.
You have wonderful co-workers. We, on the other hand, are a little shaky sometimes, so. We try to be nice to you.
That's funny.
And two more?
One more
Oh.
announcement. So we actually have an award that the city has won, actually. Cynthia Campana, we nominated her for Outstanding Young Planner through the American Planning Association, their Los Angeles chapter. They have an award ceremony annually, and we submitted an award for her to recognize all her efforts and all the good work that she did, and we're very happy that she was selected. And so as a team, we will go to the APA Awards next month, and we will celebrate her, and I believe her family members will be there with us celebrating as well.
Super.
Yeah.
Good, that's great. Congratulations. Yep, definitely.
That's all for me.
That's it?
That's it.
Stephen, did we make any errors?
I give you a grade A. Very good. Thank you.
I was hoping for that, thanks. Do we have any comments from the members? Any issues? None? All right. This is time for public business from the floor. This portion of the agenda is the time when individuals have an opportunity to address the commission on any subject regarding city business. Under state legislation, no action can be taken on non-agendized items. Members of the public should be aware of this when addressing the commission. We also ask you if you would please complete a speaker's card when you're called upon, and we'll be happy to listen to you for 3 minutes. Do we have any non-agendized item speakers?
Not tonight.
Not tonight. All right, very good. All right, then, we stand adjourned to our regular meeting of June 17th, 2024, here in these chambers at 5 p.m. Thank you all.